In Canada tomorrow after 10 years living in Canada with no permanent residence.
I left Canada 4 months ago, and here's why I'm not going back.
To be sure, she has built roots here, and she is just being kicked out of the country like that after spending 10 years in a country where she worked hard, paid her taxes. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Awa, a financial advisor in Canada, and I help people like you build a stronger relationship with money by making personal finance simple. So if you're serious about improving your finances, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Let's get started. So today I am reacting to a couple of TikTok videos of people saying they are leaving Canada because of higher prices, taxes, healthcare system, and a bunch of other issues that they say they can't live with anymore. So if you would like to learn more about this, make sure you keep watching and give this video a thumbs up if you like this video. So let's get started. All right, on to the first video.
In Canada tomorrow after 10 years living in Canada with no permanent residence.
She's lived in Canada for 10 years and she doesn't have a permanent residence. Well, that's weird. I don't know why that happened. Usually people don't have to stay here that long to get the permanent residency if it's something that they want. If they've lived here and worked here for a couple of years, usually they can get the permanent residence. Let's listen further to see what's going on here.
I've been here since high school, university, and 3-year work permit.
The expert entry score right now is 533 today. For people who live outside Canada, don't understand about this rule, or Canadian who born and raised here, so they never heard about it. You basically need a master degree, 8 points in IELTS, which you have to be more natural or fluent than native speaker. And
okay, so she's talking about the express entry. So that's what she needs to be able. I mean, as you can see, I'm so confused about this. So let me go do some research about the express entry. Okay. Oh, well, I did some research about express entry, and apparently someone can live in Canada for 10 plus years and still not be able to apply for permanent residency because they didn't meet the full criteria to apply for it. So apparently the express entry system is a points-based system, and it doesn't matter how long you've lived here. And so basically, apparently what matters is your age, your English test score, your education level, and whether your job is considered skilled or not. Okay, so apparently a lot of people come here as students. They work for a longer period of times, but their score remains low, so because of that they can't apply for express entry. I didn't know about this. Okay, so that's why she was not able to get the permanent residency, because she just didn't qualify to apply for permanent residency. Okay, so let's listen some more.
3 to 5 year working under tier 0 or tier 1, which you have to be a director of a company or like work in a very high positions in any field. In addition,
I mean, that's crazy. Have to be a director? I'm not sure about that part. In all of my research, I didn't see anything that mentioned that you need to be in these types of higher level higher level professional jobs in order to be able to apply for a permanent residency. But I mean, I could be wrong, but I didn't find any of that in my research. But that really does sound crazy to me, and it does not sound so attainable to me, and probably that's why she wasn't able to get it. So
additions, you have to speak French.
So after 10 years living here, they just kicking me out tomorrow.
Although I own a degree, I speak a very fluent English, very natural here. Pay taxes, work 7 days a week. They don't care. They just...
Yeah, that's really hard. That's sad. I mean, she basically, yeah, I feel really sorry for her, because she left everything behind, obviously, to come and start over in a country where she spends 10 years in. She worked hard, as she said. She's been working 7 days a week. She's working hard. Obviously, she speaks English fluently, and I'm sure she has built roots here, and she is just being kicked out of the country like that after spending 10 years in a country where she worked hard, paid her taxes, and did everything well. Yeah, I really do feel sorry for her. I'm really curious if you people know anything about immigration, because I don't know a lot about immigration, because it changes a lot. I know I went through a different path, but this was like 10 plus years ago, so it changes a lot. I know it changes a lot, but still, I find it because I've heard a lot of stories from people, and I find it's becoming harder and harder for people to get permanent residency. And I'm not saying that's a that's a good thing or a bad thing. It could be either or, but at the same time, for the people, I feel like there should be like something else for people who have stayed in the country for so many years, and tried to build it for so many years. I feel like there should be like a separate, I don't know, immigration path that they could follow if they want to stay in the country. But to have to come to a country and to work in a country for 10 plus years, and to have to not by your own volition, have to leave the country and leave everything behind that you've built for the past 10 years, I find that's really hard. So comment down below if you know anything about permanent residency or anything like that. Comment down your story so that other people can learn about this. So let's move on to the next video for today.
I left Canada 4 months ago, and here's why I'm not going back. To be clear, I love Canada. I'm not here to bash it or convince anyone to leave, but for my life and my career, it just wasn't working, and here's why. First off, the cost of living and taxes are insane. It felt like a constant struggle just to survive and have my basic needs met.
That's exactly what it is. If you haven't watched my video about inflation in Canada, please go back and check that out. I'll actually leave that in the cards up somewhere, here or here, and you can watch that, and it talks about inflation in Canada. But yes, a lot of people have been talking about this, and inflation has just been so crazy over the years, and it's getting worse and worse, and it's gonna get worse before it gets better. People are finding it harder and harder to make ends meet, and people are living paycheck to paycheck, and a lot of people are struggling with the cost of groceries, rent, and free healthcare. That's just not that free and that great anymore. So a lot of people are just leaving the country. But yes, the cost of living is one of the main factors and one of the main reasons why people are actually leaving Canada.
There's no real path for a career in entertainment. Very few opportunities, limited momentum. It felt like I was waiting for something that wasn't coming, and I was. The weather, miserable. Piles of snow, temperatures down to -30. It drained me mentally and physically.
Yeah, the weather, I mean, I can definitely relate about the weather, especially right now with winter. We had our first snow actually last week. So yes, I can definitely relate about the weather. It's cold. Don't get me wrong, I like the snow. I just don't like the cold that comes with it. But yes, it's definitely different. So for someone who, like myself, came from a hotter, like a warmer climate country, it's really hard to adjust, and I've been here for 10 plus years and I'm still not able to get used to it. So yes, the weather is a hard thing to get used to, definitely. So because of all of these reasons, he has decided to leave Canada, and he's in the entertainment business. I'm not sure exactly which type of business he's into, but he said he's in the entertainment business, and it's hard for him to find career in that here. So I guess to each their own, but yes, so for him then I guess staying in Canada was not a good choice, and he decided to leave. So props to him for doing that.
Weight, falling into bad habits, and feeling low all the time. It got to the point where I didn't even recognize myself. So I left, not to run away, but to take back control of my life. And now that I've had some distance, I'm actually starting to feel like me again. Canada will always be home, and I'll always go visit. But moving back would be like stepping into a life I already outgrew, and I'm done struggling to survive.
Yes, and he's not the only one. A lot of people, it's really hard. I mean, especially if you are someone who left another country, you left your family behind, and you're starting over in a new country. It's definitely not easy to start over in a new country and not feel sad or behind, feel like you're missing your family. So I think that also plays a huge difference in how people deal with things in their lives. So yes, so I can see why he left. But yes, he's got great ideas in his video. So let me know down below for the people who actually made the move and how you feel about that. And if you're thinking about making the move, make sure you look at all of the angles, look at the pros, look at the cons, and try to see if there is a way for you to stay in Canada and still make it work for you. Or if you think that there is absolutely nothing that you can do to be able to thrive here, then I would say consider your options elsewhere. But always make sure that you know the pros and the cons of moving your entire family or just yourself to a different country. But overall, to each their own. Everyone knows what's best for them, and everyone does what's best for them. And I hope that everyone finds happiness in whatever choice that they make. So that's everything that I had for you today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, you share it, you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.